During the act of kindness, they say certain hormones are secreted in a larger doses in our system, especially serotonins, oxytocins. These are feel-good hormones. It really makes you feel good. I'm baffled and puzzled by this idea of sustainable kindness. It's like, we the human beings, minus kindness, minus love, minus compassion, what do we become? Nothing, right? We can be called inhuman without these qualities. This afternoon when I was discussing with my friend, then I asked him a question. Would you be kind to your son and serve him dinner and serve him breakfast as a father or as a mother? Is it an act of kindness when you serve your family members? He said, no. I said, what is the difference here? We express kindness to others, but to our own, we don't say it's kindness. It is my duty. It is my dharma. So it is precisely when we have moved away from the duty and we start talking of dharma that we make efforts in being kind. I like you to refer you to this dialogue between Raja Janak and the great sage Astavakra. The very first question he poses to this very great sage, the king asks 3 questions. Number 1 is how to acquire higher knowledge, Brahma Vidya. Second question he asks, how to detach myself. And third question he asks, how to arrive at a state of liberation. Sage Astavakra replies very kindly and says, Rajan, if you want these things, abandon Vishaya as Visham, means all these sensual hankering, fulfillment, treat them as Visham, means poison. And embrace Satyam, Ahimsa, Arjava, Daya. When I refer to this word Daya, it's kindness, it's compassion. See? That without kindness in our heart, I think we can go nowhere. Kindness is not a verb. Like, love is something that we use often as a state of being as well as an act of love. Kindness, you cannot say kinding or kinded or things like that. See, it is always a state of being, that being in a state of this kindness. How to arrive at that? I don't think we have to worry about how to arrive at it. We are already having this quality in us all the time. Exercise your will and display it. In the management world, what happens? I give a real example from my pharmacy days. We operated a chain of drug stores in New York City and surrounding area. And we used to have a services called shoppers service. We used to have about a dozen people going from one shop to another shop. They were kind of mystery shoppers. They would stand in front of our drugstores even before drugstores were open. They'll monitor at what time they opened. When they enter the store, how you are greeted. When they give money to the cashier, was it properly counted for? Was it acknowledged? Did you get the right change? Did you try to tempt them to give you something for free? How is the ambience when you entered the store? Things like that. So multiple level they used to scan. And one day, one of the mystery shopper brought it to my attention that in this particular store, such and such a cashier is not being honest with you. So we interrogated that person, and he had sold $32 worth of a Marlboro cartoon. He gave the cigarettes, but he did not ring in the register. So I could have fired him right then and there. But instead, I chose to have a dialogue with him. See? Because I know humans' trait is if I replace one fellow, I don't think I'm going to get another honest person anyway. I'll have to keep on changing one person after the another person. But I took this upon me and say, okay, let me call him to my office. And I did, and interrogated him. And I said, look, when you need money, please tell me, but don't do this. You know, we have to pay bills. You also need money. But do not try to steal in this way. It sets a bad example. You will also suffer yourself consequently, that you'll feel guilty. Do you feel happy about doing these things? He said, no, sir, I don't feel happy. I said, what do you want me to do? Should I keep you or should I fire you? He said, sir, if you allow me to stay with you, I'll be fine. I'll never do this again. And I am telling you today, he's still with us, more productive and more efficient. So this is one way of showing our concerns. People may call it kindness, people may call whatever names you like to call it. Being good to others. See, even when we are listening to each other with rapt attention, we are chit-chatting, then too, there is some level of civility, some level of kindness required, see, in listening. When we listen with kindness, when we listen with compassion, when we listen with rapt attention, it's not only we are fulfilling ourselves, but we are respecting the other. So kindness can be, I think, expressed in many ways. Instead of benefiting the other, I think kindness showers upon myself in greater doses than the other person receiving the blessings. I have found that whenever we melt our heart and somehow carry out acts of kindness willingly, consciously, then you see your heart, the condition of your heart, it simply melts away. And it makes you really feel good at that time. During the act of kindness, they say certain hormones are secreted in a larger doses in our system, especially serotonins, oxytocins. These are feel-good hormones. It really makes you feel good.